What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people when I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self-care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's going on, friends and family? How y'all feeling today? Yeah. What's going on, family? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up to all of my friends and family in the building? I appreciate y'all for continuing to rock with me. I couldn't get all of the software updated. I couldn't get everything the way that I wanted to inside of the ESPN room. So we're gonna be back in there tomorrow, and I could work on it this afternoon to ensure that everything is right. But it got to be right. It got to be right. So we're gonna take one day, stream from here, and then we back in the ESPN room tomorrow. What's up, friends and family? How y'all feeling today? What's happening, friends? God, dog, I gotta get my phones. Hold on. Gotta read the super chats, cash apps. Gotta make sure that we acknowledge the people. Let me get to some of this housekeeping ASAP. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to Rand Wilson. Rand Wilson says Arcadia mayor resigns after federal charges. All right. Is that what y'all want me to do? Y'all want me to look at some of the stuff that y'all want me to look at? Mike, that dude, I appreciate you to the bag chasers, says Mike, that dude. Spencer Campbell says, good morning, AD and the bag chasers. What up, Spencer Campbell? What up, Spence? You send me that crown? All right, I'll check it out. I'll check it out. So we're going to cover some of the stuff that y'all want to cover. Yesterday, y'all have been telling me that y'all wanted to tackle this whole Audemars and Swatch collab. So I'll definitely look at that. Let me read some of these super chats. It sounds like Coach Chris has 3 super chats. And so let me read them all in concession. Have you ever heard God tell you to change things in your professional life? I've been in my job 26 years. What's a good 5-year retirement strategy from today? 5-year retirement strategy? Who got a 5-year retirement strategy? Coach Chris says, ever have bored days or you always in grind mode? Coach Chris, listen. You sound like a very, very, from all of the time that I've read your chats and seen you in the chat and answered your questions, you sound like a very unsure, looking for affirmation for what you want to do instead of doing what you know you're supposed to do type of person. You're looking for somebody to confirm your beliefs or affirm what you want to do. And you seem to be a very, very, very emotional person. I don't know why you haven't sent me an email for a coaching call yet. I don't remember seeing you in a coaching call queue, but I will definitely be looking for that in the email. But let me answer your questions, right? First of all, you said you're tired. Tired of what? Tired of what? Working? You said you've been at your job 26 years. It don't really matter how long you've been at your job. The only thing that matters is if you leveraging the job to run up a bag, and is it sufficient for what you need to do to live your life? If you want change, you're going to have to make change, bro. You can't, like all of this emotional stuff, you need to tuck that away and find a creative outlet for you to let that go and then focus on running up your bag, bro. Nope. Ain't got nothing to do with God telling you to change things in your life. That ain't got nothing to do. It's what you want. What do you want, bro? What do you want? And when I say what do you want out of life? What do you want your life to look like? And every day, do you know how I'm able to continue to motivate myself regardless of how far I get and whatever boxes that I've checked off, regardless of what car I buy or what watch I wear or what vacation I go on, or if my family is already set. You know how I'm able to motivate myself every single day is that I set a new carrot in front of my face and I chase it like a rabbit. I'm a dog. That's all I am. All I know is dog. You know why I couldn't wait to get home from Brazil? Because I couldn't wait to get back to the studio. That's the honest to God truth. The only thing I can think of is my equipment, my studio, my grind, my hustle. How do I get back to the space where I can go and get to that bag? And the bag is a residual effect of the hustle, but I'm a dog. That's what I am. If I get a little burnt out or if I get a little, bothered about what's going on, I take a nap. And then I wake up and I'm a dog because and I'm going to tell you the truth, coach. I don't want to live the same life as everybody else. I genuinely don't. I'm not interested in being regular. And I know that that's an unpopular thing to say because everybody is looking for content creators or influencers or people that have resources. They want everybody to affirm them. They want everybody to feel comfortable around them. And so they say it's tone deaf for you to talk about money. But I can't relate because I'm not interested in being like everybody else. I don't want to live a regular life. I don't. I never want to go back to being regular. I never want to go back to being broke. I never want to go back to living paycheck to paycheck. I never want to go back to trying to figure out what job I can find to see if somebody can take care of me. I want to live life on my terms. And you know what comes with that? No safety net. That means that you eat what you kill. There are no PTO days. There are no time off. There is no, I'm looking to retire. Retire? What are we doing? What you talking about? Retire. Men don't retire, they shift. You ever seen those guys that retire from the plant or retire from UPS, whatever? You know what they do? They die. Or they go to work at Walmart as a greeter because they bored. Bro, if you have time to say that you're bored, then that means that you're not grinding enough, and that means you ain't making enough money. You ain't got enough motion in your life. You don't have no motion in your life, bro. What you mean you bored? You bored? Bored of what? I don't know, man. I can't relate. And I know that everybody and y'all let me know if my audio is cool or if it needs to be tweaked a little bit, if it needs to be turned up or if it needs to be turned down. But I don't have that gene in me. I genuinely don't. I don't. I like going to the best restaurants. Yesterday, I went to J. Alexander's and I had a phenomenal meal. And it was food that was cooked at home. And I said, you know what? But I don't care about that. I want to go and I want to wine and dine and I want to drink the best drink and I want to eat the best food and I want to have the best chefs and I want the best of everything. And it was a Monday and there was no special occasion attached to it, but that's what I wanted. Because I had been in Brazil eating substandard food compared to the stuff that I'm used to here in the city. Anton Daniels 413@gmail.com. I'm not interested in living a regular life. You know what I did yesterday? I went and I looked at a house that I'm building, took pictures of it, sharing it with you guys because I vlogged it inside of the Patreon. And that video will be dropping this week. And this is what it currently looks like now. That's the new spot. This is from yesterday. Want to see the timestamp? I can't show you that because then you're going to know where the location is too. But this is from yesterday. This is the current build. I want it all, bro. And I was telling your car, and it's funny that we having this conversation because when I was in Brazil, I was telling your car and I was having conversation with people that's closest to me. And the reason why I'm doing all of this revamping and the reason why it's so important for me to get back in the studio over there. And the reason why I'm changing how I do business and how I do things is because I want to be better. I want to be the best content creator. I want to be the greatest businessman. I want to be the most phenomenal person that ever in modern day time in my lifetime. I want to be the most impactful, significant person inside of my city. And if I can't do that by sitting around and whining and complaining about nothing is going to be given to you. Anything that you do in this lifetime and which you're going to be praised for, or you're going to make a significant change for, you're going to have to go and get it yourself. We are not women. I was looking at a video today. I'll show it to you. Did a video today where the women were saying, oh my God, I can't, my mental health, I'm stressed out. I'm quitting my job. See if I can find it. It's uploading. Matter of fact, I could just airdrop it real quick. We ain't got to do all of that. Share, airdrop. That's why I like using Apple products.
Weeks ago, I submitted my resignation from my corporate job. I was making $90,000 a year. I was a talent acquisition manager working for a company owned by a PE firm. I was in line for a promotion for a director level position with a $50,000 pay increase, and I resigned. Hi, my name is Katie. I spent over a decade climbing the HR corporate ladder. On paper, I was winning. In reality, I was waking up at 2 a.m. every day in a panic, not able to go back to sleep for hours. I had my annual physical this year and my cholesterol has skyrocketed and my resting glucose is high. I couldn't tell you the last time I worked out. I have no energy to do anything. I turned 36 this month and I finally realized there is no corporate job or title that is worth my health. So I resigned without any backup plan.
That's what women do. You know why? because they're emotional, and maybe because they got a man that's in the background that they hoping to save them. Ain't nobody coming to save us, bro. You know how women try to convince men that we need to focus on getting our minds together, and you know what's, quit that job and just think about how you feel afterwards. You know how they want us to be homosexuals. You know how they want us to be homeless and in the same mire as them, but at the same time they want us to take care of them. We not them. They got men and husbands that they trying to put under the thumb. Listen to her. Watch this.
Other than creating content, I do have an emergency fund of $60,000. That's what gave me the safety net to quit this job. And my husband, Jake, does have a full-time job to cover our basic needs. My cost of living is very...
My husband, Jake, has a full-time job to cover our basic needs. So now he about to be struggling, trying to carry the weight of two people because she feeling some type of way about her job. She ain't gonna get another job. She ain't gonna change the way that she think and approach jobs. So she not bringing that emotional stuff home. She not gonna go and get a coach. She not gonna change her mindset. She not gonna get a different hobby so that she can decompress and focus on her mental health while at the same time improving herself physically. This is what women do. We don't sit here. Listen, we get tired and then we wake up and we go. And again, I know that this is probably an unpopular take because I'm from a different generation and it's a newer group of people that's out here running around saying, listen, nothing is better than your mental health. Man, if you don't go and smoke a J and get back to the grind and hustle, if you don't go get some box and get your mind together, and get life together, if you don't go have some fun and go dancing or something and get a gym membership or something like that and get your life together, I got things I need to do, bro. I got big houses. Man, listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, because again, I'm gonna be dropping all of these videos inside of the Patreon. Next Monday, I gotta go do a tour of a $3 million the penthouse in the Hudson's building. They say it's like 3 million. I don't know. I got an appointment to go and check it out, and they pitching me on it. So that means I'll be at the top of the city if I decide that that's what I want to do. Top of the city if I decide that if that's what I want to do. It's my world. It's my city. And the only thing that's keeping me from having anything that I want is what I decide to do. My fate will never be in the hands of another man. I'm never going to depend on a job. I'm going to get a job to run up a bigger bag. It's mine. Everything that I want in this world is mine because I was born in the greatest country in the world. Think about it, bro. We were born in the hood. We had nothing. We were born poor. Now we got everything. We can buy and take over anything that we want. The American dream is alive and real. This is the things that our ancestors died for. And we talking about we tired? Man, they was in the fields every day for no money, no nothing. And if they didn't work and meet their quota, they was going to get whipped in the back. They might have got whipped in the back just because. And we going to sit here talking about we tired. Why? Because we work for UPS and Amazon and the plant and the car manufacturer because we content creators and all of this. Man, we work from home talking about we tired? You tired from an HR job? They had to, you know why they created the unions? Because the living conditions was horrible. Horrible. There were no computer jobs. Everything was physical. Just 50 years ago, everything was physical. All the way up until this point, it was physical. It was dog eat dog. Wasn't no safety net. Wasn't no social security. Wasn't none of that. None of that stuff was in a dog eat dog world. You eat what you kill, hunter gatherer world. If you didn't go out and go and get it, you just starved to death. That was just the end of it. We got the easiest time ever. Easier than any time before us in history. In history. In history. We can go get one job, two jobs. We can go do whatever we want to do. You can work on your business while you at one of the jobs. You can go and work on your business after you get off of work. You can go and get anything you want. Lower your lifestyle, make the adjustments, make the sacrifice, go back to school, do what you got to do, and run up a bag. And we sitting here whining. We was indentured servants just 100 years ago. Now we buy $500,000 cars and we sitting here debating over Audemars and Swatch collaborations. What? What? Man, I'm coming for everything that the people that came before me wish that they had. Everything that the people that, anything that my ancestors wanted, I want all of it. I want the money. I want the cars, I want the women, I want the opportunity, and I want to go to heaven at the same time. The only thing I'm trying to figure out at this point in my life is how can I put them all in the same boat and still get to heaven? God, what do I need to take out of this boat and still make it to heaven? That's my biggest problem. What is it that I can have? And what do I need to take out to still make it into heaven and I can still party and have a good time? Man, it's going to be heaven on earth and heaven in heaven. And then you always got somebody that's trying to humble you. Anton, stay humble and know God is giving you this life. Man, listen, shut up. Shut up. Shut y'all funky mouths trying to tell somebody, man, your time. I seen somebody comment, oh man, he got to stay humble. Your time is coming. Shut up. Shut up. Shut it up. I don't want no naysayers, negativity, people trying to humble you. Shut up. Shut up. Y'all don't even know how to spell grateful. Trying to preach to somebody. Shut up and get your own life together. You broke. I'm out in the streets every day giving to the people. I don't want to hear from you. Anybody that's depending on somebody else in order to be able to live the life that they got, shut up. Stop trying to humble people. Keep on telling somebody what they need to do. You destitute and broke, and your girl is broke, and your kids is broke, and everybody is broke around you, and you're always trying to humble somebody. Shut up. I want to hear that, bro. We live in life. Letting it all hang out. We gonna leave it on the flow. We leaving everything on the flow. We not leaving nothing to chance. Nothing to chance. We partying, we traveling, we gonna drink the finest of wines and spirits. We're gonna enjoy life. We gonna continue to push ourselves physically in order to get ourselves together so that we can enjoy it for as long as possible. And we gonna leave it on the flow. We gonna live in abundance and all the good things, and we gonna still love God at the same time. I don't care about none of your dustiness. Leave that at the door. This ain't the Dusty Show. Not doing that. Tired of people trying to tell you to be dusty. You need to humble yourself because God is watching. Man, listen, go tell that to people that's out here living billionaire lifestyles and they spit on you. Don't tell me to be humble. This ain't even no money. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. We behind in the times. We behind on the things that we supposed to have. This is not even no money. The little $500,000 car, I'm not comparing myself to the bottom of the barrel. Listen, man, it's people out here whose kids is going to be living off the stuff that they got right now. Man, don't sit here and try to humble me. I just got money. What are you talking about? I'm a first generation millionaire. You can't tell me to humble myself. Nigga, we just got here. Let me get it out my system first.
Give me 40 years and then tell me to go be humble. Give me 2 generations and then tell me to go be humble. Man, it's people that's been rich for centuries. Families that's out here benefiting for centuries. You talking about be humble. Man, my people ain't had nothing. Born in the inner city of Detroit. Why I gotta be humble? We got it out the mud. Be humble. Be humble for who? What you want me to do? Oh my God, I'm so thankful for being able to work as hard as I worked in order to buy the things that I bought. What? We hustling. Hustling. Every day we going to get it. What you talking about? Humble myself. For what? Get the hell out of my chat telling me to be humble. You be humble. It's your broke self. Tired of these dudes talking about being humble. You know, man, I got people calling me every day talking about, hey, what do you think about this? I told her, I said, hey, listen, don't worry about it. I'll buy it for you. I got you. Really called me today. Hey, honey, what is this thing? I like this. I said, don't worry about it. I'll buy it for you. Oh, okay. I thought I was going to buy that myself. Thank you, baby. Strike while the iron is hot. Stop whining, stop complaining, get y'all money together, get y'all life right, and run it up. Our kids are supposed to be rich. What you talking about? I don't even feel rich yet. I don't even feel rich yet. I don't feel like I made it yet. I'm still hustling. Tired, boss. Ain't nobody tired. I'm just getting started. You think I'm gonna do all of this just to lay down? Nah, boss, we here now. We here. We up. And if you ain't up, get up. CS Car Wash and Detail Services, Cleveland. Them Lakers, Dookie, would you trade Embiid? For what? It ain't nothing to trade him for unless you're just trying to get some draft picks. He injured. He can't help nobody. TS Car Wash and Detail Services, thoughts on UPS about the ship guns. I'm not familiar with it yet. The Daily Discourse with Arturo says, grind till we die. That's a fact. That's a fact. And leave it on the flow, bro. Curtis Taylor says, my current carrot is launching my luxury women's handbag and heel line, going to Europe for 3 weeks to meet with some manufacturers, and I will have a prototype in hand in 90 days. Get that bag, bro. I like that. That's what I like to hear, motivation. TS says, speak that why Ross motivate people. He got his car show June 3rd, dropping an album June 12th, and starting to tour June 16th with a live band. Shout out to Ross. Jay Dreamer says, hey, D, I sent the email for a coaching call. What up, though? All right, I'm checking it. I got you. Coach Chris says, sent coaching with an email. Coach Chris is in the subject. All right, bet. TS Car Wash says, you remind me of Ross, especially with the beard. Jesse V says with the super. So what up, Jesse V? I appreciate you. AR is back, says, I feel late trying to grab these M's, my millionaire N-words, trying to grab a Babyface Ray. Shout out to Babyface Ray. Fade Nowitzki says, Anton, these people are really complaining about minimum wage. Why are grown adults making minimum? I don't know, bro. I don't know. But it's always going to be the haves and the have-nots. Be the person that they complain about, not the person that's complaining to other people. Remember that. Make sure you guys get a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. I'm going to get into this DDG conversation because apparently Audemars and Swatch is doing a collaboration, and they're going to be releasing these $300 watches, and it's causing a stink. So this is DDG. Apparently he kind of started the conversation too. And so we're going to get to that. Y'all wanted me to cover this.
This right here blew me. Did y'all see this? Y'all seen this? $300, $500. I already know what's gonna happen though. Like all the jewelers gonna buy these, right? I'm gonna tell y'all exactly what's gonna happen. Every single jeweler gonna buy the out of these. They're gonna try to sell these for $20,000, $30,000 a piece. They gonna resell these for hella money.
Cap.
Bust them down, all types of shit, bro. It's finna go crazy, nigga. They gonna add diamonds to them, all types of shit. I already know what's gonna happen to this, but still, like, just seeing this make me want to sell my AP. AP, what's up, man? What's going on? I done spent $200,000 on one of y'all watches. You telling me I could have waited to 2026 and spent $300 and got the same effect? The hoes can't tell the difference. They don't know what the if this a skeleton. I tell a girl, hey, this black ceramic AP limited edition, 300,000. You feel me?
Why are y'all leading? Why do y'all need women in order to feel sufficient? Like, if look. I understand DDG. Get to it. I actually like DDG. I think he's a phenomenal creator. I think he's dope. But anything you buy, if you're buying it for women, and you're buying it for the wrong reason. Let me say that again for the people. Now, I'm an OG. I've been around for a long time. And I know that it's a shortage of OGs out here that has not been giving y'all the game the way that they're supposed to. So I'm going to go ahead and help you out, because I'll be the father that you never had. So you can call me Unc. All right? You can call me Unc. Now, if you are doing it just for women, and if you have, first of all, if you got to spend 300,000 or whatever, 100,000, 50,000, 40,000, whatever, if that's what you got to spend in order to make sure that women is rocking with you, then you've already lost the plot. I don't even want a woman that it's got to take me spending $200,000 and $300,000 to impress. If that's what it takes, and I know that they out there. Shout out to all of the hustling chicks. Get it how you live. Somebody got to be finessed. Somebody got to be finessed. If it take that in order to get that, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all, those chicks that y'all be chasing that say that they need that type of money, or they only talking to a guy that got a 50, 60, 70, 100, $200,000 watch on, they don't even be that bad. And when I say bad, I mean like they not even bad like that. They be BBL to death, tits, hard, all of this other type of stuff. They don't even be hitting like that. I'm keeping it. Listen, we gonna keep it 100. We gonna keep it 100. The baddest chicks don't even be. They don't even be requiring all of that. Real talk. Like, because if you're going to spend money, then you're going to spend money because that's what you do. Like, you just having a good time and then you enjoying life. But it's not because that's what is required in order to get with them. I don't even want those type of women around me. I'm not even interested. If I have to spend that type of money in order to get the box, I'm good. I want to spend money because I just like having a good time. But if I got to spend that just to be around you, then I don't even want you around me. I don't even want you around me. So y'all sitting here telling a chick, oh man, this ceramic and all of that, you getting finessed. You the goofy. And I'm not saying DDG is the goofy. I'm saying that you're goofy if you're the type of person that feel as though you need to say that in order to make sure that you're sufficient. I'll come through with an Apple Watch on, and it's going to be the same effect. It's going to be the same effect. Don't matter if I wear black t-shirts every day. I'll come through with an Apple Watch, and that's going to be the same thing. Because if she rocking with you, she rocking with you. It ain't got nothing to do with whether or not you got a whole lot of money or not. And if you got motion and you got motion, and you going to get money, you going to get money. Women like masculinity. They like a dude that know what he doing and is going to make it happen regardless. And the lifestyle just come along with it. But if you got to spend that type of money in order to get it, you with the wrong chick. So that's number one. We're going to get to the cost of the watches in a second. All right?
Come on, bro. That shit ain't right, bro. It's out here that really pay resale. I could see if I was getting my watches for retail, I'm paying resale prices. I'm getting hit on the head for an extra 20,000 to rock y'all watch. Or
goofies. I've never paid resale prices ever. I've always got it direct from the authorized dealer for retail. And it's because I love the watches. I love my watches. I love my brands. And it don't even always have to be an expensive watch. Like I wear my Apple Watch a lot, especially when I sleep and I work out. I like Omegas. I like Rolexes. I bought Shinola watches. I like the watch itself. I like the movement. I like the dial. I like the timepiece. I like the style of it, all of that type of stuff. But I'm buying it for me. I'm not buying it to stunt. I love the watches. I would never buy something that I don't love, and that's why I rock my stuff. That's why I drive my stuff. That's why I'm heavy on it. I'm not doing it for other people. I'm doing it because I enjoy my stuff. Now, if everybody else is impressed as a result of it, that's the cherry on top. I love it. But I'm not getting caught up and buying something, or I'm going to keep it 100 with you. All of these rappers, all of these people that are buying these watches and stuff, they only buying it because it's popular. They're not buying it because they love it. That's why they wouldn't rock an Omega, because a lot of people don't know nothing about Omega. If you know type of watch. You know what I'm saying? This is what I say to people. You need to rock and buy the things that you love and you like, that you can afford. That you love and like, that you can afford. I would never buy a Richard Mille. I would never buy a Richard Mille because I don't like that style of watch. I can afford it. I could buy any watch that I want to buy, but I'm not interested in buying a Richard Mille because everybody else is rocking it. It doesn't appeal to me. That's not my style. That's not my era. We was not into or looking at the Rob report trying to understand what a Richard Mille is. Now, when I see everybody else buying Richard Milles, some people actually enjoy the watch and like it, and other people are buying it because everybody else likes it. You see what I'm saying? I grew up always wanting a presidential. That was my grail. And then when I started learning more about watches and things like that, then I started to expand my scope, and I started to look at things that I really loved and I liked. You know what I'm saying?
for extra 100,000, the AP skeleton, that's retail like 80 bands or some 80, 100 bands, something close to that. I don't know. That's paid 200,000 for it. I come on this, that's selling this for 500. What? As a customer, I'm pissed. Y'all gonna make $1 billion off this. I get it. I already know. But this is crazy, bro. Bio ceramic. They got a black ceramic AP that costs 400,000. You remember that shit? XQC was trying to flex on me about. This it right here. That watch is 400,000. Not as, man. I can't.
All right, so this is my take on this. This is what my take is on this whole thing. On AP dropping a $300 to $500 to $700 watch. I've done a little bit of research, and it's saying that it's going to be limited. Hold on, let me look it up real quick. It's expected to retail for $300 to $500. The collection is set to launch May 16th in select Swatch stores. Brings the iconic AP Royal Oak design designed to a more accessible, colorful bioceramic format, likely featuring a System 51 automatic movement. Estimated between $300 to $500, released on May 16th. It's going to be in store at select Swatch locations only. And I think that I heard that it's only going to be a limited amount. I think it's going to be a limited amount. All right. So this is what I think. This is my thoughts on this. I think it's dope. I think it's dope. I think it's incredible. The things that we've been spending a ton of money on, you know, anywhere from 10,000 to 120,000. The most I've ever personally spent on a watch was like 65,000, I think, like that. I think I spent 65 on a couple different watches. If it makes it more accessible to people, I think that's dope. I think that's dope. If other people can experience what it feels like to have their dream watch and they don't have to get a counterfeit and they don't have to get a knockoff or anything like that, I think it's dope. If you was buying a watch because you love the watch, then you wouldn't care about other people having access to the same similar name. It doesn't even mean that it's the same quality of watch. And I'm not going to compare my experience to what somebody else do. I think it's dope. I think that everybody at some point in their life should be able to feel what it feels like to get the thing that they really want. I don't think it's necessary to gatekeep. I don't see the point in gatekeep. What I got is for me, and that's not going to affect my experience with it. So why am I trying to limit somebody else's experience with whatever it is that a company decide to sell their product for? Your AP, whatever brand or whatever version of an AP you bought, it's not going to be devalued. It's almost like you don't want to see nobody else shine, or you don't want to see nobody else win, or you're not trying to see nobody else, you know what I'm saying, on some elevation, on some real type stuff. Like, if it's available for people, let it be available. Why am I trying to gatekeep? Why am I trying to limit other people's experiences? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I like AP, I'm still gonna be buying APs. That was a watch that Kevin Samuels loved. I've never gotten into APs because I've always been interested in Rolexes. Rolexes has always been my number one brand. And then I've been chasing a specific watch from Patek. And then I'm also looking at a specific Cartier watch, but I don't, somebody said they feel like it's bringing the value down. If you love the watch and you bought it for yourself, what do you care about what the value of it is currently? I don't go on the market and try to figure out, oh, what's the current value of my watch? What's the current value of my watch? What's the current value? I'm not doing that. I'm just enjoying what I have because I like wearing what I like wearing. If everybody has it, it's not special to you because you so focused on what everybody else got. Why do you care? I'm not hating on DDG. I actually like DDJ. I'm speaking on this talking point. Why do you care what everybody else got? Listen, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do. I don't care what you, that's why I still wear Coogis. I still wear Levi's. But then I'll pop out with a $5,000 coat or jacket and I'm going to rock with that because that's what I like. I still wear Versace. Don't nobody wear Versace. Ain't nobody wearing Versace. I still wear Versace shades. I wear Versace shoes because I like it. I'm not looking at what anybody else has. I'm looking at what's meant for me. Why are people trying to limit? Listen, bro. For everybody feeling some type of way about this, if you can afford it, if you can afford to spend between $20,000 and $150,000 on a watch, then you don't really care about it. It's not that big of a deal. And when I say you can afford it, I'm not just saying that you bought one. I'm saying that you can buy one and you didn't think about it tomorrow because it didn't really affect you like that. I don't see the problem. I don't understand it.
Rock no AP like that no more, bro. I'm about to see. If this go up too much, it get too hot, I'm selling my.
Heck no. I am never going to sell my stuff because of what I think that somebody else is going to benefit or have a conversation about. I'm not going to trip about it. I'm not going to trip. I'm not. If you can afford it and you work hard for it, then you need to go ahead and rock out with it. And if you're doing it for clout for everybody else, then you probably shouldn't buy it. I bought my lamb just recently because I always wanted my lamb. Everybody always caught up in what everybody else is talking about, bro. I just don't understand it. I don't understand the gatekeeping. And most of y'all not going to be able to get access to it anyway because they dropping them in limited supply. It's going to be limited. Nobody is going to trip about it. I think that AP should be able to do whatever AP wants to do with their brand. And if y'all trip, and you know what's so funny? Let me tell you, we're going to move on to the next segment. I think the funniest part about this is that if you notice, it's only Black culture that's complaining about it. The majority of people that buy APs are not even us. We trying to gatekeep something that we really just got up on, that we really just got access to. The majority of the people that's rocking APs that they spending money on it, we're a very, very, very small part of the population that's actually doing it. What y'all tripping about? Why are people tripping? Jay says, Anton, which culture do you think is the most materialistic? We all are. We just materialistic in a different way. I always like to cite the example of, because they always say that wealth is quiet. That's a lie. Tell that to Jeff Bezos. Tell that to Jeff Bezos, building the biggest yachts. They just materialistic on a different level. Everybody got a different level of materialism. We all like nice things. Everybody like nice things. A yacht is literally the worst type of way to spend money in an investment. But guess what? They do it because they stunting. There is no body that is more materialistic than the others. Different people just show it different ways. Different people show it in different ways. Everybody is balling. You think that people buy Bugattis because, you know, like they stunting. They stunting. Man, live life, bro. That's all I'm saying. Is live life. Stop letting these people try to dictate your life based off of trying to gatekeep. Stop letting people dismantle your life. I just don't understand. I don't. So I think it's dope. I think it's dope. I think it's a dope collab. I think it's smart because they tap into a market. I almost look at it as a halo. The regular APs are halo watches, and then the other one is accessible, right? It gets you buying into the brand. It gets you working to the brand, right? My first Rolex that I ever bought was, I gave it to my daughter. My first Rolex that I've ever bought was a Submariner date, and I bought it in Chicago, and it got me obsessed, right? It got me obsessed with the timepieces. And ever since then, I've spent a lot of money. I'm not even going to say. I've spent a lot on more of them. But I think that creating a market for yourself and access to it, especially from people that want to eventually and aspire to going up the ladder in their timepieces, I think it's a great thing, especially if you're doing it in limited numbers. Is that the one I bought on the vlog? I bought a bunch of them on the vlog. I bought a bunch of them. Anyways, make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Yeah, I think it's goofy. to try to limit it. Now I'm a sell mines. No, I ain't selling nothing. I'm rocking with mines. TS Car Wash and Detail Services. AP is so smart for this move, making something more affordable. I thought that everybody wanted stuff more affordable. Jay Brown and Kevin Hart watch collection is wow. Vito Royale says, bless up Algorithm Daniels. Is there a way we can get a Patreon on trust and estate planning? Yep. Sure can. But what I'll do is I'll bring on a professional because I don't know anything. I don't know the ins and outs of estate planning. So things that I'm not familiar with, I'll bring on somebody to answer all of y'all questions and y'all can better understand that. All right. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel because different states got different taxes and ways that you can go about it and gifting and all of that stuff. So I'll do that on the Patreon separately. I got a lot I want to talk about. I want to pull this up.
Group of teens on e-bikes while on the boardwalk with his wife. The victim says someone hit him in the head with a glass bottle and knocked him to the ground, where a mob of teens attacked.
Now he is demanding justice and wants those responsible to be held accountable. KTLA's Chris Wolf reports from Huntington Beach.
Besieged, beaten, and bruised. A Huntington Beach man says a mob of teenagers attacked him for no reason on Saturday evening, May 9th, around 8 p.m. Sam El Said tells KTLA he was with his wife riding their electric scooters along the boardwalk when they noticed a large group of teenagers, a couple hundred kids on e-bikes, Sam explains, stopped and crowding the pathway. As he made his way through the obstacle, ahead of his wife to try to clear some space, he was blindsided.
Suddenly I see a bottle coming towards me and flying towards me in the sky, in the air, and it just hits me in the face, and I feel it shattered. And immediately I'm off the bike, I'm off my e-scooter. I turn around and I'm trying to figure out like what's going on and who threw a bottle and hit me in the head. And next thing I know it, I'm getting bum rushed from behind, on the side, knocking me down.
Sam says he was dazed as several boys repeatedly punched and kicked him while he was down in the sand. Cell phone footage shows the end of the violence as one teenager intervenes and Sam is finally able to get back on his feet. Some bystanders called 911.
Come here on Friday night, on Saturday night, to this very spot and see what this looks like. It's chaos. It's terror. If nothing happens and things don't change, we're going to keep seeing incidents like what happened to me, but far worse. I mean,
let me back up for a minute.
Things don't change.
You can't have a gun license. Can you have a gun in Huntington Beach? Let me look this up. Can you? Gun license in California, specifically concealed carry weapon, a CCW license, which is issued by local law enforcement, sheriff to police. While you don't need a license to carry a gun, to own a gun, you must pass a background check to obtain a firearm safety certificate to purchase one. Key aspects of California gun licensing: required for carrying a concealed weapon in public is valid for up to 2 years. 21, must be 21, pass a background check, complete a 16-hour safety course, and show good moral character. I don't know what that means. To buy a gun, you must pass a written safety test to get an FSC, which is valid for 5 years. 10-day waiting period applies to all gun purchases. All firearms must be registered to the owner within California. All right, so you can get a gun license over in California. Oh man, oh man, oh man. This is a difficult thing to tackle because on one hand, I look at these young guys right here, and it's just hard for me to feel as though these guys are a true threat. What's up, Crimson? You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe like you can't really throw hands in when you being mobbed by 100 people. You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, it's like I feel like I should be able to knock out one of y'all. At the very least, one of y'all should have to suffer as a result of this. Because I would feel like you got the best of me, and that's difficult. You know what I'm saying? This is why I try my hardest to always avoid situations and I profile. I think he was wise. I think that he did the right thing in making sure he brought visibility to it. But see, the problem is that he'll never feel like justice was served and that he got taken advantage of because California does not prosecute, nor would they hold the people that did this accountable. And that's the hard part of it, right? You still got somebody with you. You don't want anything to happen to the girl that you're with. But then at the same time, I feel like they know they know who they can get away with that with. They know who they can get away with it with. You know what I'm saying? And I just would like for them to be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. You cannot be putting people, you can't be putting your hands on people. You can't put your hands on people, bro. At all. I think that this is a travesty. This is unfortunate that young kids feel like they can put their hands on people for no reason at all. Honestly, I feel like all of them need to be held accountable. All of them need to be held accountable 100%. But they out here, they being terrorists on Huntington Beach, and they're assaulting people. And I think that he's right. He's right to be offended. I just don't know what the recourse is. I don't know what the recourse. What's the recourse? What can he do if the state itself and the cities themselves don't push and prosecute these people and hold them accountable? These young people today, they feel no fear to the point to where they're willing to record it and put it online, knowing that you're not going to do anything about it. Jay Goddard says, not going to lie, he thought he was tough. What do you mean he thought he was tough? Listen, we got to throw this narrative out the window of people being tough, because the toughest people that I know is trying not to be tough. The most hardened, toughest, realest people I know is trying to make sure that they stay out of jail, not go to jail. We have to stop this narrative about being tough. I shouldn't have been punched in the face. People need to keep their hands to themselves. And the problem is that I can't get any recourse because nobody is going to get arrested. Everybody not trying to be in a confrontation when they go outside. This man clearly looks like he got a gray beard. He got all of that stuff. He out with his wife riding scooters. That's the dream. You on the beach, you riding scooters with your chick. You out here seeing the sunset and stuff like that. Probably about to get some dinner and some box when you get home. And now I got to deal with some hoodlums, some hood dudes, wannabe hood dudes that want to throw a bottle at me. Everybody not trying to be tough. Some people is just trying to enjoy the time that they have off from when they work hard in the daytime. Anybody trying to get into no scrap with no young bulls? Why would somebody want to get into a confrontation unnecessarily? That doesn't even make sense. It's dumb. It's stupid.
We're going to keep seeing incidents like what happened to me, but far worse. I'm eventually going to recover. But what if they did this to somebody else who may not be in the same health, same condition?
Sam explains he brought his family to Huntington Beach nearly 3 years ago, seeking a higher quality of life than they had in other parts of Southern California.
See, he ain't even out there for that type of motion. He out there to have a good time.
The emotional impact of this attack cuts much deeper than the physical blows. He says he appreciates the Huntington Beach police. However,
but what needs to happen is they need to focus on areas when they know there's 200-300 kids loitering with no
and then they want to walk up to them like they up here trying to help them. They not. They just realized that they was being recorded.
Other than to create terror, havoc, and problems, they need to come and disperse them.
Huntington Beach police tell us, quote, a juvenile involved in the incident was arrested and cited for misdemeanor battery.
Nah, I want it as a felony.
The investigation continues. HBPD remains committed to keeping Huntington Beach safe through proactive enforcement, education, and community outreach.
I wish that I wish California was better. I genuinely do. I wish California was better because I love going to California. I love visiting California. I think that Newport Beach is awesome. If you're outside of San Diego, one of the places that I visited that I think is really, really a great place to go to, if y'all have not experienced it, is go to Newport Beach. Newport Beach is dope. I have a really good time in Newport Beach. It's very cool. It's dope. And unless you really get to experience and, see, because it's so bad that these politicians is destroying California and making it unlivable. I love Newport Beach. I love Newport Beach. I love everything in La Jolla. Somebody says, if I ever go to California, I'd rather go to San Francisco. Well, it depends on where you go in San Francisco, because everywhere in San Francisco ain't awesome. Oh, wait a minute. You said San Francisco? I was thinking San Diego. San Francisco? Nah, I don't know about that, bro. I mean, I think that anybody can go wherever they want to go. For me, I just want to have access to the beach, but I also want to have access to going into the city. San Diego is ghetto in some parts of it too. If you go to downtown San Diego, it ain't all gonna be peaches and cream down there either. So it just depends, bro. It depends on where you go. I wouldn't live there. I would just go and visit, but I still got to go to Hawaii. That's where I'm really going to go. I want to go visit Hawaii. Gotta go visit Hawaii. All right. Make sure you guys do hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let me read some of these soups, and then we're gonna keep going with the show. Malik Shirar says, what's good, bro? Trying to see how I can go about setting up a meeting with you. Greg can vouch for me. I used to mix all of his music. I have no idea what you're talking about. What do you mean setting up a meeting with me? Setting up a meeting for what? What are you trying to meet about? AD, you should go to Monterey. That's where the rich people dwell. I don't necessarily care about being around all rich people, to be honest with you. Malik, what do you mean? I'm not really understanding what the play is here, my guy. I don't always want to be around rich people. I don't think that rich people are fun sometimes. Sometimes they boring and they stuffy. I only like rich people that like having fun, because then that just means that they're not limited in the fun that they can have. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Loso Way and his boss. I appreciate you, Malik. Email me, AntonDaniels413@gmail.com. My girlfriend. It's my girlfriend, y'all. Y'all may not be familiar with her, but she's my girlfriend. Her name is Crimson. Says, howdy, Lord Anton. Peace and blessings to you. What up, Crimson? What up, Crimson? Johnny Mack says, now if he would have fired, they mama would try to sue. Mama! Oh, they was just kids throwing bottles at people. You saw what Cam Newton did to them kids. Yeah, ain't nobody trying to get into that type of conversation. Ain't nobody trying to get into that, bro. Keep it 100, bro. For people that's grown and evolved, they're not trying to get into any type of confrontations like that. So it's over. So much to cover.
You can't earn.
Let me see something.
$1 billion.
I'm just trying to see something real quick. It's open.
When you have these systems, when you have corporations, when you have an economic elite, there's a certain level of wealth and accumulation that is unearned, right? You can't earn $1 billion.
That's right.
You just can't earn that.
That's exactly correct.
You can get market power, you can break rules, you can do all sorts of things. You can abuse labor laws.
Yep.
You can pay people less than what they're worth.
Yep.
I'm very disconnected right now. I'm trying to understand how you can't earn $1 billion. So let me ask a question. What's the gap between billionaires and millionaires? Because there's a lot of people in Congress that's millionaires, and millionaires, they used to say the same thing. They used to say that anybody that became a millionaire, that wealth was unearned, and they need to tax it and take it away from them and distribute it amongst the people that didn't work for it. All right. So I want to make sure that we understood that. Now that most of these politicians have become millionaires, now it's billionaires. So it doesn't matter the company that you create. It doesn't matter the value that you bring to the market, what you invest in. It don't matter if none of that matters, right? If all of your employees are well paid and all of that stuff, are you telling me that you can't earn your way to being a billionaire? I don't know if y'all realize that they're purposely trying to villainize rich people to continue to gain votes. How can you not earn whatever it is that you earn? Somebody said Elon Musk didn't do anything but receive government welfare and manipulated stocks. That's interesting because I've actually read Elon Musk's book. I have it. I don't know if I still have it here. Let me see if I got it. Give me a second. It might not be here. It might be somewhere else. Oh man, I don't have it here. That's unfortunate. I don't have it here. But so y'all telling me that if I create a company and that company blows up and people buys all of my products and I sell out and my distributors make money and the people that actually manufacture it make money and my marketers make money and then I give jobs and I help families and all of these things. Are you telling me that I didn't earn it? What I know about Elon Musk and reading his book is he was one of the early investors in PayPal. They generated a lot of their revenue from PayPal and eBay. And then he put every single dollar and dime that he had in the Tesla, and he almost went broke. And he was sleeping on the manufacturing floor because it was do or die, and they was trying to launch the Model 3 and the Model Y. And then eventually, because he was the equity owner, he owned equity into the company that then generated a significant amount of revenue. I also know that, such as the things that Warren Buffett teach or taught, and Charlie Munger and all of these different things, is that you can compound interest your way to even bigger wealth. Right? If you make a strategic investment, it compounds over a period of time, and then eventually you get rich. Why are people that are rich villains in this country all of a sudden? I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. The very systems that these women and these people are dependent on in order to become successful and to get their message out is the same ones that they villainize. It's the exact same ones that they villainize. How can you not earn your way to whatever your net worth is?
But you can't earn that, right?
That's
And
right.
so you have to create a myth that an accumulation that is unearned, right? You can't earn $1 billion.
That's right.
And then she gets somebody that agree with her.
You just can't earn that.
That's exactly correct.
You can get market power, you can break rules, you can do all sorts of things. You can abuse labor laws,
Yep.
you can pay people less than what they're worth.
Yep.
But you can't earn that, right?
That's
And
right.
so you have to create a myth that since you didn't earn that, you have to create a myth of earning it. And so if you're making minimum wage at a Walmart and you're making $7 an hour, and I mean, Dan, with these gas prices, it takes you $7 to get to work.
That's right.
And so as a result, we've kind of internalized this moralized system, right? The people at the top are smarter, better, more sophisticated. And therefore, the people at the bottom are uneducated, lazy, etc. And so if you are there, and if you have internalized
Here we go.
that
Yeah.
code,
Yep.
you need somebody under you because you feel like you are kind of good. And the truth is, most like you are. Right. But if you've internalized that, you need someone to point to that's broken the rules,
Right.
that's lazy, that's whatever. Because in a way, it's like someone else has got to be locked up so that you're not.
Right. It's like a mental coping mechanism because you actually are on the brink of losing your house.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. Wait. So when Jeff Bezos, for example, was saying that, and he was starting Amazon, and a lot of people didn't believe in it, and it was on the brink, and it was a possibility that it was going to go bankrupt, but they were putting everything and their whole life savings into it. When people invest everything that they can into their companies, you're telling me that they didn't earn whatever it is the market value based off of the percentage that they own inside of it. Okay, so let me ask another question. When somebody goes broke, right? Because most businesses fail. We really only know about the successes because nobody cares about losers. Only time people want to know about how great you are is if you're a winner. So if you've lost, let's say you invest in this company, you invest in these restaurants, you invest in this thing, whatever y'all got going on, right? If you lose and you go bankrupt and nobody is there to save you, do we then celebrate and champion them? Because in order to be successful, you have to take a risk. You have to take a risk. And so a lot of people invest in angel startups, companies, they put everything into it, it blows up. There's people that have become billionaires based off of creating makeup lines, and people that have become billionaires or millionaires or whatever it is that you want to think about in e-commerce. They become super successful in whatever it is that they do. And then they ultimately reinvest. So then they start to give money back to the people in the form of jobs, opportunity, benefits, all of this stuff. For some reason, they have this thing in their mind, right? They have this thing in their mind that if you become too successful, and they plant this in y'all, and this is why, in my opinion, I also believe that the culture is toxic, because y'all fell for the okie doke and y'all absolutely positively want to see other people fail when they become too successful. It's normalized, and even in Black culture, it's super normalized, which I don't understand. And that's why I live by a rule, a set of rules, right? 3 main rules when it comes to how I deal with other people. Regardless of whether I hate you or I love you, I'm never going to want you to be broke. I always want you to be able to provide for your family. I'll never wish death on you, and I'll never wish jail on you. Now, if you do something that you're not supposed to do and you wind up going to jail as a result of it, then that's just life. But I'm not going to wish that on you. If you out here and people don't like what you say, I don't think you should have to lose your job. And I don't believe in people talking about where you work at in order to get you fired. I've always stood on that. And part of the reason why I stand on that is not, especially when it comes to the culture, is because we just got here. When I see people and they say, hey man, you need to be humble, like I was talking about in the beginning of the show, right? Or I see people saying, man, you can lose it all in an instance. And I be thinking to myself, dog, we just started getting money. As individuals, as people, we just getting used to having money. And it's like, why would you wish somebody to lose? Or why would you try to take something away from somebody? Why would you wish bad on them? Why do you want them to suffer? Why do you want them to go broke? Why do you want them to go bankrupt? It's so weird to me. It's like, you just got here. You just got here. What are we talking about? And so now the only scapegoat that Democrats have, like AOC, is to blame anybody or anyone that has become super successful that they use in their tax dollars because they want to tax them. Socialism is built on the backs of capitalism. They want to tax them. They want to use their dollars in order to continue to please their constituents and give free health care and pave the streets and build infrastructure and build schools and all of this stuff. So it takes their tax dollars to do it, but then they're villains as a result of it. Don't let anybody villainize you for being successful. Don't let anybody villainize you for being successful. Everybody feel like they should be making $50 an hour. Everybody, don't matter what job you do. Teachers, garbage man, waitresses, waiters. Nobody want to pay $50 for a burger, but everybody wants to make $50 an hour. And that comes on the backs of who? It's always going to be on the backs of somebody else. Everybody wants to make $50 an hour. Nobody knows how to create $50 an hour in market value. Because you flip a burger, you deserve $50 an hour. And you should be able to buy a house off of flipping a burger. You work in a call center. Hello. Hello. Hi. Welcome to the call center. My name is ABCDEFG. Can you please give me your account number? You deserve $50 an hour for that. Everybody get $50 an hour. Don't matter what you do. Everybody deserves I hate that word, deserves. Everybody deserves a good man, a good woman. They deserve to be able to make money to buy a home. They deserve, if they work 40 hours or even part-time, they deserve a livable wage, whatever the F that means. They deserve a car. They deserve free water. And they deserve to be able to go to the beach. They deserve it all. Everybody deserves $50 an hour. Everybody. And a livable wage. And healthcare coverage. And a 401k and retirement and Social Security. Don't matter what you do. You deserve it. And if anybody worked harder than you and they invested in themselves and they stayed in the basement and they built this company and they sold it for a profit, you didn't earn it. You didn't earn. Give it to us. Tax them. Give it to us. This mob mentality inside of the U.S. is a cancer. It's a cancer. You're the greeter at the door at Walmart. You deserve a livable wage. Doesn't matter what you do. Thank God we don't live in Cuba. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Crimson says, if the parents fail to discipline these juvenile delinquents, then the law should be able to intervene at the fullest, only for some, not all. The law is weak, Crimson. AOC is by far the lowest IQ individual in Congress. They say that she can be president too. What's a livable wage, y'all? Before I go into the next story, what's a livable wage? What do y'all consider a livable wage? Tell me. $140,000 a year. Crazy. $21 an hour, $50,000 a year, $40 an hour, $17 an hour, $40 an hour, $70,000 a year. 50 to 60 a year, 40,000 a year. $15, no debt, and 70K. Depends on what city you in. 350. Man, y'all just be talking. 50,000 per person. $25 an hour. $15 to $20 an hour. 15, 150. 85 and up. 80K, 70K, 50, 80. Jesus. Good God. 6 figures, 70 to 80, 70, 50 to 60. 45, 100,000, $20 an hour, 150 if you're on child support. Single is 60K, $22 an hour. So if I make $60,000 a year, is that a livable wage? If I make $60,000 a year, is that a livable wage? Yes, if you're single, no family. Yes, no, no, no. And Texas, yeah, not in NYC or San Francisco. Yes, considering no debt, not in New York or California, yeah. So if I make $60,000 a year, what should my rent be? $60,000 is a sneeze away from poverty. Wow. Funny how things change. Everybody's narrative and talking points change year over year. Just a couple years ago, y'all was saying that I was wrong. Rent should be $1,200 to $1,800 for rent. 60,000 is poor. Jay Hunter Lee says, to me, a livable wage is your own financial literacy, how well you budget your income. How is $60,000 a year not a livable wage? I don't think that your rent should be any more than $1,000 a month, bro. I don't think your rent should be any more than $1,000 a month. I believe that in most places in the country, if you're paying more than $1,000 to $1,200 a month, then you are either living in luxury or you have a luxury lifestyle, or like I think that you're overly going, like you overpaying. Anything more than $1,000 to $1,200 a month. If you're paying more than $1,000 to $1,200 a month in rent, as a single individual person, then I think that you are choosing to do that. I think you're choosing to do that. Now, here's the caveat. If you choose to have a family, then I think that you are taking on more responsibility. And so now you have to take that into account. You got to take that into account. You chose to get married. You chose to have kids. Nobody owes you anything. So now you're taking on more responsibility. Somebody said, bro, you tripping. How am I tripping? How am I tripping? $1,000 a month puts you in the slums of Shaolin. Wow. DMV rent is high. Nothing decent under $1,400. First of all, nobody made you live in a DMV. But what is that? Maryland, Virginia? See, it doesn't matter what I show y'all, because it doesn't matter. Y'all still gonna you're still going to feel some type of way. Let's see, Virginia. Let's go to Richmond, Virginia. $1,100 a month, $1,200 a month, $1,000 a month. I just picked a city in Virginia. Why y'all always say y'all can't find nothing? Is this the slums? Interesting. Oh, Richmond is trash now? Nikki, what would you suggest? Because I don't know anything about Richmond. Nikki, where would you suggest that we live? Where do y'all want to go live at? Check out Arlington, DMV. It's 3 hours from Richmond. Check out Arlington, the DMV. So there's no Northern Virginia. All right. What city is Northern a city, or is it, are you saying go to Northern Virginia? Northern Virginia is North Barton Heights, Northern Virginia. Where's Northern Virginia? I don't know what Northern Virginia is. Give me a city in Northern Virginia. Arlington, VA. Arlington, all right. Arlington, Virginia. Let's see what we got here. $1,500, 2,000. Oops. Hold on, I'm sorry. $1,600. 24, 1,700, 2,000, 1,700. 19, 23, 17, $1,500 studio. 16, 19, 2,100, 1,700, 2,800, 1,500, 1,600, 1,500. So in order to get one of these apartment style living situations, 1,800. All of this is luxury as far as what I'm concerned. All of this is luxury. Y'all got high standards though too. So I'm going to take that into consideration. Y'all got very high standards. Anyways, make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. DJ Kane says a livable wage should be 100. They crazy, ain't they, DJ Kane? They said we deserve a luxury car, Whole Foods, and 4 vacations a year. I make close to $60,000. My rent is $750 a month, everything included in upstate New York. Says Upstate Toy Machine 2. You winning. Most people live above their means. I agree, Boss Heartless. 100% I agree. AD, people want to live next to you for 1,000. Hey, long way ENT. I went downstairs. I'm not gonna tell that story because now y'all gonna be acting like I'm being extra bougie. Shout out to you, long way ENT. Brandon Gordon says I make roughly $40,000 a year in Florida and live lovely with no car payment, mortgage paid in the next 2 years, and still have enough to invest. I believe most people can't stop spending and their budget is messed up. Facts. Facts. Shout out to Brandon Gordon. I appreciate you for supporting the platform. Facts. Shout out to you. Just Christian Black says, just move to Cleveland. I like Cleveland. I actually like Cleveland. I like Cleveland. 100%. And then y'all want to have kids and stuff. Anton, what's a livable wage to you in 2026? I go based off of what I think that I could survive off of. 50, 60,000 is more than sufficient. It's more than sufficient. 50, 60,000 is more than sufficient. Anything above that, I can thrive off of. That's my personal belief. 50, 60,000, I should be able to get to that. I should be able to get that through. I should be able to take you through there, right? Gaithersburg. Why would I check that out? AD been living in La La Land. How am I living? I don't understand where y'all get that from. Y'all weird. Y'all just weird. You don't. All right. So let's understand. Help me to understand. Somebody in the chat, tell me what I'm missing when it comes to being able to survive off of $60,000 a year. What am I missing? What is it that I feel as though I'm missing out on that I can't do? Concerts is cheap. I've been to concerts. I just went to one the other day for like $40, like 2 weeks ago. Concerts is cheap. You don't have to go to Chris Brown and Usher. Guess what? You can go to a local show. Groceries don't cost you much. It's just you. Most of us probably need to be on a fast, intermittent fast anyway. Most of the time, you don't need a gym. It's called walking outside. Plenty of people go running outside every single day, right? They can do push-ups, do sit-ups. You don't need a gym in order to not be fat. It's how much money that you take in. You don't need a car. I don't have to have a car, but I would do just like I had done before. I would just buy the car. I don't need a car note. What is it that I'm missing out on? What is it that I'm missing out on? Tell me, what am I missing out on before I go to the next part of the show? Everybody can't live in my new utopia. That's a fact. That's a fact. Everybody can't live where I live. Everybody can't drive what I drive. Everybody can't wear $50,000 and $60,000 watches. Everybody can't do what I do. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%, but it wasn't always this way either. No, I don't need a car in Detroit at all. I literally can catch the people mover for free. $60 bands ain't no money. Rent is $12,000 to $17,000. A car is $7,000 to $12,000. Why is a car $7,000 to $12,000? You can go and buy a car. You can buy a car, cash. Gas. Y'all spending $500 a month on gas. I don't spend $500 a month on gas, and I got 14 cars. Y'all smoking crack, bro. Y'all got problems. Y'all got first world problems, and you're dumb. Y'all have dumb budgets. Well, you're not dumb as a person, but y'all got dumb budgets. Y'all stupid. Y'all stupid. Y'all just make bad decisions. Y'all got bad life habits in general. Y'all bad life habits. $500 in gas a month. What? It costs $70 to fill up my junk. And I don't even go through that in a week. Look, more excuses. More excuses. $500 a month. Man, get out of here, bro. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. I'm not going to keep entertaining this foolishness. All right? I'm not going to do it.
Begin Police Week. Very important, my friends. I won about 98% of the police in this country, and we're trying to figure out who are the other 2%, because nobody can figure that one out. Figure that. And we pay tribute to the heroes who keep America safe, and they are heroes indeed. This week especially, our thoughts turn to the officers who gave their lives in the line of duty, to all of the incredible police officers, sheriffs, deputies, law enforcement officers, all law enforcement. We want to thank you. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I respect nobody more than I respect you. Without you, we have Bedlam. Without you, we have Somalia. Okay, a fine place where we have a congresswoman who brilliantly came over to the country by marrying her brother. That was the first law she broke. That was the least of them. And she comes from a country where they have nothing but crime, bedlam, filth, a horrible place. They say it may be the worst place. Comes to our country, and then she tells us how to run the United States of America. It's an amazing thing. Ilhan Omar. It's an amazing thing how they can get away with it, and the people don't want that to happen. And hopefully you'll figure it out. But a very terrible thing. I can't stand it. She says, the Constitution gives me certain rights. Go back to your own country, talk about a constitution. They don't have a constitution. They never.
Yo, shout out to Trump. Shout out to Trump, talking that talk and telling it exactly how it is. You know what? I don't disagree with him, because anytime that I'm out of the country, you know what the first thing that I can't wait to do is to get back to home. Something about it. I like visiting other places. I like seeing other places. I like experiencing other places. But the one thing that I'm always looking forward to, you know why it's okay going out of town for me? The reason why it's okay going out of town for me is because I know that I'm coming home. At the end of the day, I know that I'm coming home. That's why I can enjoy being out the country. When I was in Manchester, partied like a rock star, had a great time. But you know what else I knew in the back of my head? I knew I was coming home, because Delta was saying pre-select your pre-flight meal. It was giving me notifications. Pre-select your pre-flight meal. So I was partying knowing that I was going to be able to come home. And then I stayed here a week, and then I flew out to Brazil, and I was looking at all of the favelas, and I was looking at all of the women that eat. Apparently they love churros over in Brazil and Rio de Janeiro, and everybody kept telling me, Anton, they have the most beautiful women in the world over in Brazil. And I went over there and I was looking, and I said, I don't know why they talking about Americans being big, because it's some big backs. It was some big old girls. And all of them they looked like ants. The ones that y'all say was bad, they had ant butts. Looking for a pillow so I can show y'all what they look like. Big backs. Now, don't get me wrong. Let me be very clear about this. And I can't wait to do the live stream tonight with the crew. I can appreciate a big back. I can appreciate a woman because, and let me tell you why. I had a recalibration yesterday. So I go to the bank. Hear me out. I go to the bank, and the door, like to the main entrance, well, it wasn't the bank. So downtown in Some of y'all know this. Downtown Detroit, they got the Chase building. In the Chase building, they also have the Rocket Mortgage employees. It's a bunch of different floors on it that house different employees or whatever. But they also have a Chase branch, a main branch inside of the building. They also got security in there, right? And so the main door is multiple different doors to get in. It's like 3 different doors to get inside of the building. But the main door that you would usually go in is under construction. So I usually just park my car real quick on the side because, I don't want to get a ticket. And I run into the branch or I run into the ATM or whatever, make my deposits or get my money out, and I'm out. And so they kind of familiar with me. And so I park my car and it's a glass window and the security can see out of the glass window that's next to the Chase Bank. And so the girl was like, no, don't go that way. Go over here, go over here, go over here. And so I was like, I seen the construction. And so I went over there. And so I went in and I made my deposit. So I did whatever it is. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. And I said, I struck up a conversation. I said, what are they doing with the entrance? And she was like, they making it better. I said, why you ain't tell me? I was about to go over there. She said, I was trying to wave you around and, so you can come in through the other way. I said, but man, I parked my car over there. She was like, that's all right, baby. We gonna get our steps in. She was a young girl. She couldn't have been any older than like 28, 29 years old. She said, that's okay, because we gonna get our steps in anyway. And she was like, I forgot what else she said. We kept talking about it. And then she was nice to that person. She was nice. She was super nice. And her niceness made her attractive. And she was like, give me a hug before you go. And so I gave her a hug and she smelled so good. I don't know if it was the pheromones. I don't know what it was, but I looked at her honestly, and I was thinking, all you need to do is lose a couple. You just need somebody to believe in you. She just needs somebody to believe in you. Honestly. And so her attitude and how she carried herself, and she did have a work uniform on, but her hair was done and she just had good energy and she was talking to people all nice and stuff. And I was like, you look kind of cute. You look kind of cute. Now let me wrangle in my box of lighters and let me go and get back to doing what I was doing because you slowing me down. You slowing me down. Believe it or not, I don't know, because when we was talking about it the other last week, and we was talking about the chef from Stefan Diggs, and people was trying to convince me, no, man, she a 5. I don't know what women all of these people on the internet is talking to every day, but what I've experienced, I've seen people going to the Bruno Mars concert on Sunday and stuff like that. Most people, 99% of us, are with regular everyday people. And some people have great personalities and some people not so good personalities. And some people might be taller and some people might be shorter. And some people might be darker and some people might be, but most people, don't matter black, white, most people are regular people. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Confidence, smelling good, taking care of yourself, and a good attitude will get you 90% of the way in most instances. It will get you 90% of the way in most instances. And then you could figure the rest out. You could figure the rest out. I like all women except for women that stink. Women that stink and women that have a bad attitude, I can't deal with. I could rock out and hang out with and have a good time with and experience all different types of people, all different women. It doesn't really matter, all of that stuff. But if you musty and you got a bad attitude, I just can't rock with it, bro. I just can't rock with it. All of that other stuff, I ain't tripping about that. But that attitude, it was just like, oh, this is a breath of fresh air. And I started looking at her, and I started analyzing her a little bit. I was like, okay, yeah. And I snapped out of it. Had to catch myself. Now about to hypnotize me. Think about Jill Scott. Think about Jill Scott. Jill Scott, for me, she may get me. I might get caught. I might get caught in Jill Scott's web. The way she be talking, the way Jill Scott talk, I might go. I'm telling you, bro. Yes, that's what my dad told me, but I get weak. Especially when she started singing that. And then that one song, You Love Me. I'll be like, Jill, come on, Jilly. Jill from Philly. You might take me down. Oh my God. Oh. Anyways, back to Trump.
Will. That's why upon taking office, I signed an executive order directing the Attorney General, who is doing a great job, by the way, McGee. You're doing a great job, Todd. He's been good. That anyone convicted of killing a police officer should face the death penalty. 100%. That's an easy one. From day one, my administration has made public safety and the support of our law enforcement our absolute highest.
What do y'all think about that? Anybody that kills somebody, that it's not like self-defense or like manslaughter or you was a car accident or something, but like if you actually go rob somebody and you shoot him and kill him, what do you think about automatic death penalty? If you a murderer, let's say you a murderer or you killed multiple different people or you just a hitman or something like that, just like across the board, automatic death penalty. Not just for police, just in general.
Last year, the murder rate saw its single largest decline in recorded history to the lowest level in over 125 years. Before my father was born, I had a great father before my father was born. 125 years ago, 1900, the year 1900, Janine, pretty good, right? Probably because they don't want to mess around with you. You haven't been there quite that long. I deployed our National Guard and federal law enforcement to restore law and order to our most dangerous cities, including, as I said, right here in Washington, D.C.
And you know what else is so funny?
As we prepare for America's...
You know what else is so funny? I've seen bigger girls that are more attractive than prettier girls that are smaller but stinking with bad attitudes. Let me throw that in there too. It's some girls whose attitudes are so bad and they stink, they're completely unattractive, regardless of what you think a baddie is supposed to look like. And then there's bigger girls that have a good personality and they take care of themselves and they might have, they got some work to do. And it's like, you know what? But I like her. I like her. I like her. I'm just telling you, bro. Shout out to the women that may be a little bit bigger than usual. I'm not tripping off of that. I know that the internet is going to tell y'all that y'all not worthy. Come holler at AD. You don't email me. DM me. If you cute, might be a little fluffy, I could work with that. We could figure that out. I want you around me. I believe in diversity, equity, and inclusion. If you a little fluffy, I'm with that. But you got good energy, come give me a hug, man. I just want to smell you. That's all. I'm with it. No, I don't care what they talking about. Listen, the internet gonna do what the internet gonna do. I don't care about what the internet talk about. I don't even, you know me, I don't even care when people say whatever it is that they got to say about me. All I'm saying is I'm rocking with you. I'm rocking with you. I'm rocking with you, baby girl. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Don't let them tell you that you got to keep eating a salad. I'm with you. I'm with you. Woo! Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Keep on talking about all we want is these chicks over here with these tummy tucks and a mommy makeover. Nah, I want you just the way you are. No surgery, no nothing. No surgery, no nothing. Come on over. Come kick it with your boy. Talking about my big girls. I like my girls. Fluffy. I like them all. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. You know what I'm saying? They keep on talking about big girls. Boy, you know big girls is the craziest eater. Let me stop. Let me read some of these super chats. Crazy. Happily pay $1,500 for a 3-bedroom, 2-floor in Yonkers, New York. Should be paying $3,000 to $4,000, but I rent from family. They trust me more than having strangers rent out. Facts. I'm with it. Johnny Mac says I live in my childhood home in Atlanta. No mortgage, bills less than $1,500 a month. I make $65,000 per year. Yeah, you can't listen. You might not even be able to get in a Lambo, but you definitely can fit in a Navigator, Black Label. You can get in that Nav though. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you can. DJ Kane said you mentioned a gym, so I want to chime in on that. With your health insurance, you can access gym memberships for cheap or free. That's a fact. T-Mac says, AD, you seen the story on a California mayor that got convicted for spying on the Chinese government while holding an election, spying for the Chinese government while holding an elected position. I'll look at that right now. Wesley Turner says, there's one fluffy thing that caught me in a sophisticated snare trap. What is a sophisticated snare trap? I don't even know what a sophisticated snare trap is. A few years ago, LOL, and I don't regret it. Oh my gosh. DJ Vapor says when they start saying I'm the table. Yeah, see that. Now I gotta let you go. A little cushion for the pushing never hurt anybody. Man, let me tell you something. You know what I noticed about big girls? We're going to get over to this California mayor. They try harder. Man, where's my sound effects at? Let me see something I've found sound effects. I ain't got no sound effects on this joint. They try harder. They do me. Yes, they do. They try harder. They go hard in the paint. No day off. They try harder, bro. We got to get to the next. Okay, so wait a minute. Y'all said California governor. Oh no, California pilot. California mayor. Working as an illegal agent for China.
We're following it.
For China? I'm going to read y'all super chats in this. Well, I might as well read it now. Anton said, bring that fupa. Ain't nothing wrong with a little fupa. We work through that. We'll figure that out. Especially if you tell her she's beautiful. She's so beautiful. Oh man, I'm feeling you a lot right now. It's over. You don't have the best loving in your life. Curtis Taylor says, Anton, did you see the new Rolex with the opal black plate? Opal black back plate. Back plate. Rolex opal back plate. Opal black back plate? No, I don't see that. You might have to send that to me, big dog. Curtis, you got to send that to me, bro.
An unusual story about a local mayor in California who has admitted to spreading propaganda on behalf of the Chinese government. Eileen Wang agreed to a plea bargain just 3 months after she became mayor of Arcadia. Nicole Skanga is following this. Nicole.
First of all, if you can't tell that this picture is so heavily doctored up, that's not even the same person. Look at this.
Again, just 3 months after she became mayor of Arcadia. Nicole Skanga is following.
That's two different people. I know she a spy just by looking at the two different pictures. That's two different people. That ain't even the same person. What are you talking about? Look at the change.
Agreed to a plea.
Heck no. Her teeth ain't even the same. Her eyes ain't even the same. Who are they? Harpo, who is these people? Look at the teeth and the eyes, bro. Teeth is wrong. Eyes are wrong. Skin is wrong. Age is wrong. Neck is wrong. Lips are wrong.
Bargain just 3 months after she became mayor of Arcadia. Nicole Skanga is following.
That ain't the same person. Who we talking about? Man, if y'all don't get these people on up out of here, stop. This is all lies. This is all lies. Okay? I could tell you that she a spy immediately. Immediately, I can tell you that she's a spy. Just by looking at the filters.
This, Nicole. So let me get this straight. The FBI accuses her of working with Chinese agents?
That's right, Nate. Good morning. Eileen Wang agreed last month to plead guilty to one felony count after admitting she promoted interests for the People's Republic of China through propaganda efforts. Yesterday, prosecutors unsealed the filing, and city officials say Wang officially resigned as mayor of Arcadia.
Hello, everyone.
When Eileen Wang was campaigning to join Arcadia City Council, the U.S. Justice Department says the now mayor was acting as an illegal agent of the People's Republic of China. Prosecutors say between 2020 and 2022, the 58-year-old and her former fiancé operated a website called U.S. News Center that looked like a legitimate outlet for the local Chinese American community. Wang admitted she received directives through the messaging
That's not even the same person.
app WeChat from Chinese government officials, posting pre-written articles denying human rights abuses in China and reporting back to her handlers on how many people viewed them. In one case, a Chinese official sent Wang an article saying in part, "There is no genocide in Xinjiang."
That's why, let me tell y'all something. That's why when I see these influencers, right? And they say, oh my God, China is living in 2050 and the United States is still in 2026. And they show the cities and it'd be like, bling, blang, 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 blang. And I'll be thinking to myself, that's completely different than what I understood the culture of Chinese to be. Because yes, it may be like that in that place, but in other places, there's crime, it's broke. They'll do a reclassification of you if you're not aligning with the Chinese propaganda and communism and all of this stuff, right? And so when I see influencers that are online promoting China, I be thinking to myself, because I know the emails that I get, not necessarily from China, but from people that want me to paint a narrative or to sell you an image. And it's one of the reasons why I've completely filtered out taking any kind of thing outside of Teach Henley. Shout out to Teach. Make sure y'all get that Teach back, 40% off the first order, 20% off of life. But they can pay anybody to create a narrative about them. Let me go even further for y'all. I don't even believe I don't believe that people's interest in Chinese EVs are organic. I do not believe that people are truly. If y'all don't understand how fragile the mind is, how easily manipulated the mind is, then you don't understand influencing, right? That's why I don't call myself an influencer. I'm just a content creator. I'm just authentic. I'm king of the bag chasers. It is what it is. I don't believe in any way, shape, or form that the interest in Chinese EVs, and I'm going to call out some influencers. The Force dude that's over there talking about Chinese cars. I know Marquise Brownlee is having a whole lot of conversation about Chinese cars all of a sudden. Every car influencer somehow, some way has become smitten with Asian cars. All of them. All of them. BYD, Geely, the latest Huang Shang. When did we start caring about Chinese cars? ADR ni Kwei Shua Poton Kwama. It's called Poton Kwama. Wall Kwei Shua ADR Poton Kwa. Wall Shoda Buhao. When did we become so because and I started trying to figure this out, and I said, are people just basically being influenced and being paid to be interested in Chinese cars? Because I remember before Trump became president, people hated the idea of an electric vehicle. Let me say it again. People hated electric cars so much. There was so much hate for anything electric. People were so gung-ho against, during the Biden administration, people were adamant against electric cars. But if I didn't say nothing, then all you got to do is go back and listen, pick up your phone, rewind it, rewind the stream, pick up your phone, go into the Translate app, and see what it said. Ni Kwei Shua Poton Kwama. Walk Kwei Shua EDR Poton Kwa. Wall Shoda Bohao. So I don't need to prove myself. Don't worry about it. We'll get you there. We're gonna get you there. Don't worry about it. Anyways, my point is that I remember during the Biden administration that people hated EVs in the United States. You could not get people to buy into the whole EV conversation. And that's why the Trump administration opened it up for automakers, because automakers here in the United States, and it didn't matter if they were Korean automakers, it didn't matter if you was Japanese automakers, it didn't matter if you was European automakers, it didn't matter if you were American automakers. Anybody that was going or going into the realm of EV cars pulled back. They pulled back and they said, you know what? We can't sell them here in the United States. Now, all of a sudden, there's this raging, pent-up demand for Chinese EV, because they don't even make gas cars. Remember that. They don't make gas cars. They don't make gas vehicles. China only makes electric vehicles. That's the only thing they make. They do not push gas vehicles at all. So it started to make me wonder, and I start seeing a proliferation of all of these people. Speed, Forrest, and every single car reviewer all of a sudden just automatically became smitten with Chinese vehicles. And I said, I thought that we didn't like EVs like that. That there was a certain niche and people were slow to adopt EVs here in the United States of America. So now all of a sudden, everybody is clamoring for Chinese EVs. I think it's propaganda. I think it's propaganda. I think it's being pushed on us. We're being marketed to. They're not even sweet looking. We are a visual people. We visual with the men, we visual with the women, we visual with homes, we're visual with our gear, and we definitely visual with the cars. We don't even care about the features in the inside of the car. The thing that matters more to us is the part that we can't even see, the outside of the car. And that's why we were so heavy on back in the day. We got some 20s, Daytons, candy paint. We can't even see the outside of the car, but we got to be fresh for the outside because they need to know I'm coming. They need to know I'm coming. We never cared about we don't even use even half of the features. And the BMWs you could do like this in order to turn up and down the volume. Man, give me some knobs, bro. Turn that up. Turn that up. Give me some knobs. Turn that junk up. We care about the look. That's why we like Chargers, Challengers, TRXs. We care about the sound, the look, all of that stuff. And then all of a sudden we start liking Chinese vehicles because of their features. And you can lay down and you can do this. And oh my God, it has an affordable opening and closing enclosure and all of this. Like, what? Well, y'all start caring about that. Or are y'all so easily finessed? Now all of a sudden everybody care about EV vehicles. Couldn't get no buy-in for infrastructure or none of that junk. All of a sudden y'all like it. I think it's propaganda.
There's no such thing as forced labor in any production activity, including cotton production. Wang reposted it on her own website, and a PRC official responded, quote, "So fast, thank you everyone." Wang never disclosed that the Chinese government told her to post the content, according to the court documents.
At this point, it's not entirely clear why Eileen Wang conducted these activities.
CBS News national security contributor Sam Vinograd.
There are specific requirements.
Why they keep putting up this photo like this, her?
For U.S. citizens who are conducting activities on behalf of a foreign government. You can actually spread narratives on behalf of the Chinese government. You just have to register as a foreign agent.
In a statement through her attorneys, Wang says she recognizes the seriousness of this charge and has agreed to accept responsibility for her past personal mistakes.
I think we need to completely change the laws. I don't think that anybody, and I say anybody, I don't believe that anybody that was not born here in the United States of America should have a government job. As far as like, public facing, mayor, governor, All of that stuff. That's how I don't understand how y'all elected Mamdani. He not even from here, bro. Y'all, Ilhan Omar, she from Somalia. Why would y'all allow for her to be? Because I understand, yeah, they can't run for president because they're not from the United States of America. And this is, look, you know what's so funny? Y'all so fickle. Y'all are so fickle. Let me tell y'all why y'all so fickle. Even liberals are liars. Liberals are the biggest liars and the biggest finessers ever. You know why? I remember when they were questioning Barack Obama's legitimacy as an American citizen. Now, I always knew and I always believed, and I still believe that Barack Obama is an American citizen. I think that they were saying that he was a white. Y'all were fighting for Barack. People were complaining and saying that he needed to show his birth certificate and all of that. People were holding Barack to a standard. Now, all of these other people that's over here in the United States of America running for these offices, now they just get a pass. They can do whatever it is that they want to do. You get a pass. No, listen, you could be mayor. You could be mayor of the biggest city in the United States of America. You could be mayor. No, you can do what you want to do. We held Barack Obama to a standard and said, hold on, we need to see birth certificate. We want to know everything. What was you really born? Where were you really born? We just had the same conversation with Kamala Harris. Y'all wanted to qualify her and say, hey, listen, she's not really a black woman. Man, Kamala Harris is black. I don't care what y'all talking about. And listen, I'm a person that never questioned the legitimacy of her heritage, but at the same time, I question the legitimacy of her competency, right? If she's a competent person to be able to run it. Man, I looked at Kamala Harris's hair. I looked at, man, that's a black woman. Kamala Harris looked just like the lady that was 2 doors down from me. That's a black woman, bro. I don't care what y'all talking about. That's a black lady. Y'all can believe all of the propaganda that you want. That's a black lady. That's a black lady. If she not black, then half of y'all not black. And you ain't never seen no Indian look like her. You ain't never seen no Indian look like her. Stop, bro. I'm not going for it. I'm not going for it. Y'all can fall for the propaganda. Y'all can fall for any of that other stuff. That's a black lady. I know black women for a fact. I know black women. You ain't never seen no Indian woman look like that. Y'all so caught up in the nonsense. How am I tripping? Now you don't want to give her no blackness? Y'all feeling some type of way about Kamala Harris being black? There's plenty of Indian women that look like, shut up. Get out of here. Listen, I believe in beating people based off of their competency. I don't need no leg on, but that's a black woman, bro, all day long. Get out of here. She may not have worked at McDonald's, but she black. Y'all always said that hold on, just a few years ago, y'all said that if you got 10% black in you, then you're black. Now all of a sudden we switching it up. Y'all revoked their black card. Y'all can have my black card too while you at it. I don't know what good is a black card? Y'all act like that's a win. I don't care nothing about no black card. Oh man. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Y'all hilarious. I will say that. Y'all are hilarious. Curtis Taylor says, just sent the Rolex link. All right, I'll check it out in a second. Wesley Turner says, Californians will vote in our enemies into office. This is insane. I immediately saw this in New Sun Ting Wan. Shout out to Mr. Lot. Facts. The Chinese product glazing is crazy, but they still won't wear Li Ning shoes. Yeah, wear some Li Ning. They'll wear them soon. All you need is somebody to really, really push them and endorse them that's not sassy. That's not Dwayne Wade. And then people are going to want some Li Ning shoes. Wesley Turner says, so this is treason, right? Punishable by... Nah, not in the United States. We soft over here. We soft over here. Recorded call with Karen Bass. Hold on, wait. Oh, I know what I wanted to get into. I'm starting to see a lot of videos from people that were laid off as a tech in their tech roles from Nike. Have y'all seen any of these?
Good people, welcome back to the channel. I hope all y'all are doing well out there. And for all my...
Let me give him a shout out. I want to acknowledge his channel. His name is Bray Gray. B-R-A-Y Gray. Bray Gray is the name of his channel. All one word. And he said he was laid off from Nike. And this is what his next moves is going to be.
New folks here, my name is Bray Gray, and I typically make videos around photography, content creation, and camera gear, mainly from the perspective of a Fujifilm user, but I do occasionally use cameras from other brands from time to time as well. But like I said in the beginning, this is going to be a different type of video, because as of earlier this week, I was actually laid off from my 9-to-5 job. And so I just kind of wanted to speak on that for a bit, get my thoughts out there, and overall just let you all know what that means for this YouTube channel. So with all that said, let's go ahead and talk about it. So I've never actually mentioned this on the channel before, but the company that I worked for was Nike. I worked for their corporate office. Technically, I was a remote employee since I'm based in San Diego and they're based in Oregon. But
if you are a remote employee for any company, know that at some point leadership has talked about whether or not they should lay you off. Whether they do or not, or whether they then say, hey, no, they too valuable to the company. If you are a 100%, not hybrid, if you are a 100% remote employee, know this. And it doesn't mean just because you go into the office that you're safe either. But know this. If you are a remote employee, know that your position, name, whatever, has come up at some point as, do they really need you? And can they downsize and survive without you? I just want to let y'all know that right away.
But for 4 years, I was a senior UX designer for them, where I assisted their digital marketing team by...
Oh, I know everything about what he's done. All overseeing the UX teams, multiple different UX teams.
Creating various types of digital interfaces. And I've mentioned before on the channel that I am a UX designer by profession, but I never specifically mentioned the Nike name simply because I didn't want in any way for the Nike brand to become part of the identity of this channel. I wanted to keep the two things separate. I wanted Nike to be Nike and Bray Gray to be Bray Gray. And so that's why I never really talked about it here before, but now that I'm laid off, I can talk about it. But by no means is the purpose of this video to bash Nike or vent any type of frustrations in any type of way. That's just not how I roll. It's not the type of guy I am, but it's actually quite the opposite. I actually really enjoyed my time with Nike while I had the chance to work there.
Very rare that you actually deal with or have a conversation about people that seeing value and is not bashing the company. Most people that get laid off, they have a vendetta against the company. They're upset at the company. They feeling some type of way about the company, and they want to get that off their chest. And now that they're no longer working for the company, they're going to throw them under the bus. Smartest thing you can do is to not do that. Don't do that. Don't ruin your reputation. Don't ruin your relationships. Don't ruin any of that stuff just because you got laid off. You got to keep it G.
Nike has always been one of the companies that I've wanted to work for ever since I was a young kid, moving on up to high school, playing varsity basketball, graduating from college with a degree in advertising, wanting to make Nike commercials. Nike has just always been a dream company for me to work for. And I actually got to do it for 4 years. Not only did I get the opportunity to do some really dope work in the design space with just the different interfaces that I was designing, but I also got the opportunity to work with some really cool and talented people.
And it's not just because your next employer could be watching. You create a narrative about yourself. A lot of people that jump on social media, they think that just because they're not working at the previous employer anymore, that they can bash them. But when somebody goes to view your profile, who could be an opportunity for you, they automatically X you out because it's like, well, would they do the same thing to us that they did to their previous employer? You know what I'm saying? So anytime that I hear people bashing a place that they used to work at, that's an automatic red flag from an employer's perspective.
Either directly with other designers, project managers, engineers, or just simply being exposed to the work of different photographers and videographers that were making content for Nike. And in a way, that last part kind of influenced me to up the production value on this YouTube channel. So I have Nike to thank for that. And so overall, though my time at Nike wasn't always perfect, it wasn't always sunshine and rainbows, I actually enjoyed my time there. I had a good run. And to be real with y'all, a part of me is sad that my time with Nike is over. But
I'll say this also. Don't air your grievances publicly when you break up in a relationship. Any breakup. Any breakup. Any breakup that you go through, whether it be a breakup in friendship or a breakup with family or a breakup in a relationship or a breakup at your job, keep it G. And ladies, y'all need to take this to heart for real, because most guys should know this, but most women don't get it. A lot of women, the first thing that they do is they go on the internet. And I ain't just talking about just from a job, relationship, and they start bashing or they start venting or they start saying, I broke up with the narcissist. Hear my story. It's like, girl, don't you know that other people know that you was in a relationship with this guy? Why are you talking like, I'm not going to say his name. What do you mean? We see all of the pictures that you had up on him on Instagram. What you acting like you're so dumb? Yeah, they can't wait to do a story time. I better start putting paperwork on these chicks. But you never, ever publicly air your grievances. If you had an argument, chill. Chill. Don't put up Drake's. I'm just saying I can do better. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're messing up all of the vibes. You're messing up the game. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you have a public or a private breakup, don't air it publicly. Just chill. Keep it G. Don't start naming names. None of that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You start talking negatively about people and junk like that. Why would you do that? You making yourself look like an idiot.
But a bigger part of me is actually excited.
And y'all need to start vetting people. The next person that you talk to, whether you're a female or a male, go through their social media and look at how they talk about people. See if they doing. Don't talk to anybody that do story times. Don't talk to anybody that air out other people. Don't talk to people that publicly say names. And let me tell y'all something else, guys, that y'all may not be familiar with, because again, I know that a lot of y'all have never had a father figure, and I'm not saying it negatively. I'm just saying it in general. I don't know how many times I got to tell y'all this. Stop naming names. Stop talking about women, specific people that you've been with, that you was in a relationship with, that you slept with. If you knock it down and celebrate in private. Stop talking out loud and stop telling other people's business too. Yeah, my man said, man, what? Shut up. Shut up. You won, just win. Keep on talking publicly and Man, or y'all done already had a situationship, and later on down the line, 4 or 5 years down the line, now you feel like, oh man, dog, shut up. What if she got a family? What if she changed her life? What if you different now? What if y'all in different spaces? Let that be the past and let people live. Be quiet. Stop talking so much. Women hate that. They hate dudes that always talk about who it is that they hate that junk, bro.
Excited about what that means for this YouTube channel, because now I'm technically a full-time YouTuber, and I'm going to ride that out for a bit. I'm actually going to take a chance on myself and give a shot to actually doing YouTube as a full-time job for a while. You know, I'm actually at a stage.
Let me go to his channel real quick. Let's see what we got over here. Mm. 13,000 subscribers. That's dope. That's cool. That's what's up. Videos. 6 days ago, 12 days ago, 1 month ago. Oh, nah. I don't know how you listen. If you laid off and you ain't got nothing to do, and the only thing, and you're saying, this is what you're saying out of your mouth, that you're going to give being a full-time content creator on YouTube a try, and you have 1 week in between videos, you're not serious. Respectfully. And I hope that he wins. I hope that he becomes a millionaire and all of that. But I'm speaking about it from a content creator's perspective that's also worked in corporate America. If you don't have to go to a regular job and you're not treating what you saying that you're going to take serious as a regular job, meaning that you're putting in 8 to 12 hours, and anybody that knows when you work for yourself, when you're pushing for yourself, even if you're not profitable at the time, you put in way more than 8 hours. You put in way more than 8 hours. You have to be working at it like it's your job. Your job is whatever it is that you said that you was going to do. And if you're not pushing and you're not serious, 6 days in between uploads, the one before that was a month ago. Nah, you're not serious. You're not serious. You're not really serious about this game. That's why I never worry about what's happening outside of me, because I know that my consistency will break people. Consistency will break you. I could break you with consistency. I don't have to do nothing except for be great for a longer period than you. How can you say you're going to be that, but you're not that?
Life where I am still relatively young. I'll actually be 40 next week. Y'all pray for me. I am healthy. I'm not married. I don't have kids. And so I don't really have a family to support yet. So I'm kind of positioned to take this on. I feel like this is a good opportunity. Now, I do live in San Diego, which is pretty expensive. And I do have a mortgage. I do have bills. I do have expenses. And so realistically, somewhere down the line, I probably will apply for another UX design job, because realistically, that's going to be my best shot at being able to cover all my expenses. But as far as at least trying to make a legit attempt at doing YouTube full time, I feel like if not now, then when? I am a man of faith, just in case this wasn't enough of an indicator right here. And so I feel like this is an opportunity for me to actually step out on that faith and just trust that whether, things work out or they don't, that God's...
That's a fact. James says, go ahead and update that resume, big dog. That's a fact. That's a fact. A lot of people, in order to be an entrepreneur, not just a content creator, but in order to be an entrepreneur, you have to be self-motivated. You have to be able to go out there and get to it. You have to be able to do it when the views ain't coming. You got to be able to do it when it's not popular. You got to be able to do it when you don't feel like it, when the weather is not good. Whatever it is, you have to get out there and hustle. And if you are not self-motivated, if you're looking for inspiration in order to do it and all of this stuff, I'm going to get my stuff together. I just want to make sure that I get this other camera. Nah. Somebody says, yeah, I agree with your car. One coaching call and he'll be good. I disagree. Because listen, you can give out all of the information in the world, but again, if you're not self-motivated, it doesn't matter. You have to be able to go. You got to want it. The coaching calls are insight into how you can do things more effectively, the right decisions to make, what path you need to go down. Should you do this? Should you do that? You still got to walk through the door. You have to want it more than everybody else. You got to not miss ever. You got to want it so bad and so much that you don't even look at the numbers anymore. I don't even look at my numbers anymore. I look at an overall general summary at the end of the month. I look at the payouts. I look at what I got to push out as far as payments and stuff like that and paying people whatever payroll. But I don't number watch no more. I just work. I'm so busy focused on working and improving and trying to create a better product and trying to be the best ever that I've ever been. I don't care about the number. Once I let something go, it's up. I forget about it and I'm already on to the next thing. I'm working on the next opportunity, the next video, the next Patreon live stream, the next Patreon recording, the next vlog, the next whatever. Once I let it go, I don't go back to it. There is no coaching call that can give you insight on how you need to have work ethic. If you're not working, you're just not working. You can have all of the time. He got good videos. I was looking at his videos. He looks to have good videos, but it doesn't matter because if you don't put out no content, it don't make no difference. Have y'all ever known? I'll give you an example. Have y'all ever seen some of the most talented people never release an album? It's the most frustrating thing in the world. People used to hate the fact that Andre 3000 just retired and he just wasn't doing nothing. It was like, hey, man, we need that music. We need that music. We need that music, big dog. Jay Electronica. It's a lot of people that were insanely talented, insanely great. Lauryn Hill, she dropped one album and then it was just like, and it don't matter if you never do nothing. It's a lot of people that are insanely talented. They just don't show up. And it's almost insulting. Like I look at, and I ain't even just talking about albums. I'm talking about basketball players. Have y'all ever seen some of the most talented people don't put in the work? And it's like, man, if you had the mentality of Jordan, if you had the shout out to Tazzy, I'm gonna read that super chat shortly. If you had the mentality of Kobe, you'll be way better than them. They don't put the reps in. They don't put the reps in. How I look at people sometimes and I say, how can that be your main profession and you don't take it serious? How can you be a content creator but you don't create content? How you a basketball player and you're not in shape? What do you mean you come to training camp out of shape? Your job is to play basketball. You're supposed to put up shots regardless, in season, out of season. You're just supposed to love basketball. You're supposed to put up shots, not when it's time to go to training camp. Now you're supposed to be always ready. I don't understand boxers that got to get in shape. What do you mean? You got to get in boxed? Ain't that your job? That's why I love Floyd. Floyd never was not fight ready. Now he might have had to go in a training camp in order to train for a specific fight, but he was always in shape. He could he lead a strip club and he just started. I used to watch some of those, what was the one against Oscar De La Hoya and all of them? The thing that they did to lead up to the fight. And he would just leave and just start running. He would just lead a strip club and run home. He was never not a boxer until you're not a boxer no more. Now, if you just retire completely, then that's a different thing. But if this is your job, if this is your livelihood, how you not ready? How you not ready? How you gonna play in the NBA and you millions of dollars and you're not ready. I look at anybody, no matter what it is, content creation, whatever. Like if you're not putting up shots, then it don't make no difference.
Got me, you know? So sure, it's a little scary, but I'm also excited about it. I have a lot of ideas for content either in my head or written down somewhere that I simply just haven't had time to execute.
You ain't got time to execute. That's the thing I'm doing. When you working at Nike, bro, when I was working at these jobs, I was doing content. I was out. As soon as I would leave, I would do content. I would be on my bike, right? A lot of people don't even know this. When I explored the Pontiac Silverdome, all right, and it was one of my videos that went viral, it had to like 700,000 views or something like that. When I explored the Pontiac Silverdome, do you know that I explored that after work? Because I was working at Comerica Bank, and Comerica Bank was in Auburn Hills. And so I threw on my gear, my motorcycle gear, right? And that's why when you see me climbing through the Pontiac Silverdome, I had on my motorcycle gear and my motorcycle jacket. I had just got off of work. And so I left Auburn Hills and I went straight over to Pontiac, which is right next door to each other. And I explored it, caught my footage, went home, edited, dropped it the same day. What do you mean? As soon as I get off of work, I'm recording. When I'm at work, I was recording. Yeah, I was wearing a jacket. That's why I had on a motorcycle jacket, because I was riding my bike. No off days. I was pushing. I couldn't wait. I was planning my whole day around creating content. Anything that I explored, all of the different places that I went to, any content that I was creating, I was always with the camera. Always with the camera, because this is my job. I've always felt as a employee, when I was an employee, I always felt like my real job, regardless of how much money I was making in that, was my businesses and my content and whatever. My job was what happened after that. And I always felt like I had to put more into that than I was putting into the regular job. Now I was going to do a good job at the regular job, but my real job was what I was doing outside of work. And so immediately when I got off work, I was going to do whatever I got to do. I'm about to go record. I'm about to go do this. I'm about to go do that. I'm about to stream. And then when I figured out when they said that I could come back into corporate America, but I didn't have to go in, and I just was able to block off my calendar, all of the Millionaire morning shows, and I was on company time. I was like, man, I'm up. You telling me I can have my regular computer up right here and I could be streaming? Oh, it's up. It's up. I was always focused on taking care of business. Now that I have a little bit of time, I ain't got nothing but time. What else we got to do? Go and get some women or something? Yeah, that's what the weekends is for. Or that's what the nighttime is for. What do you mean? Women love to see you work. I got to go to work in the morning. No, I don't. I go to work in the morning and you got to go to work in the morning too. So how about this? I'm about to go and work. I got to do this content and stuff, but I need you in the background chilling because I like to see you. You my inspiration. Tell her you my inspiration. And when I get done, I'm going to come in there and we're going to lay together. What else I got to do? Do my regular job. Then I do my real job, which is my entrepreneur work. And then my third job, which is you. What you talking about? I ain't missing out on no money.
Because I was working a 9-to-5 job, but now I get to do those things. And I also get to post more on other platforms like Instagram and TikTok. By the way, you should go follow me in those two places. I'll leave links down in the description so you can check me out. And even more importantly, this content creation is my work. You know, one of the biggest regrets I have about leaving Nike is that I can't take any of the work that I did there with me. And I'm not sure if you know about how UX designers get hired, but we're very similar to photographers and videographers in the sense that we need to have a portfolio.
Again, this guy's name is Bray Gray. Bray Gray. So just giving them credit.
In order to show potential new employers, you know, what we can do, what we're capable of. And I can't put any of my Nike work in my portfolio. But the videos that I make, those are mine. Even if YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, if those went away tomorrow, I would still have those videos on my hard drive. I would still have a body of work that I would be able to put together in some type of reel in order to demonstrate what I can do, or to post on any future platforms that pop up. And so that's another thing I'm looking forward to with doing full-time content creation. But one thing this means is that if I am going to be doing YouTube and content creation full-time, that means I'm going to have to start taking on some paid sponsorships. But my promise to you all is that I will try my best to, one, not take on any sponsorships that aren't really relevant to the content of this channel. Like I said, I talk about photography.
Bro, you gotta hustle, man. You straight up gotta hustle, man. Straight up. All of this that I was doing, this was all off the muscle. All of this is off the muscle. Like more scary than anything is this was me literally coming from more. Now this is all an Amazon facility because they tore all this down.
And the weather is nice for Michigan. I've always been interested in exploring, going on where the line.
Had my laptop, my work stuff inside of my book bag. This is pretty crazy, though. There's a lot of movement in there. I don't know how I'm able to get back up, bro. Well, we're in here now. Pontiac Silverdome. Board. That was all off the muscle, right after work. Literally right after work, bro. It's crazy. Crazy. But my point is that I was dedicated to whatever it was, my vision for what I thought that success was supposed to look like long term. Real talk. And so most of the situations that you see me doing or having a conversation about or talking about or going into and all of this type of stuff was based off of the fact that I was going to go and get it. I was definitely going to go and get it regularly. I was never going to slow down. I was never not going to be out here in these streets and going to run up a bag. I was going to go get it. And so I don't understand how people are just chilling. I don't get it. It's weird to me. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. How old were you when you first saw your real bag? I don't know. I mean, what do you consider a real bag? It's different at different times. You know what I'm saying? Like your first $20,000 check is different than your first $10,000 check. It's different than your first $100,000 check. It's different than your first $1 million check. I don't know what you mean by real bag. I think my first real bag when I was like 18, 19 years old, I was working at the steel mill, and I got my first check that was 112 hours or something like that. It was something crazy because I got paid I did it for like 1 week. And so I think we had got paid, if I'm not mistaken, we had got paid once every week. It was 112 hours. Yep, it was 112 hours. And it was one check. It was 1 week, 112 hours. And after 40 was time and a half, Sundays was double time, and holidays was triple time. And I smoked it. And when I seen that check, I said, I'm up forever. If you're telling me, the only thing I was thinking to myself was I should have got out of high school a long time ago. And all of my friends was in college and I was in the plant. And I was thinking to myself, if you're telling me that I can make as much money as I possibly can, I'm never leaving. I'm never, ever, ever, ever leaving. I was up in there. I was running up that bag and I was going to make as much money as I possibly can. And that's when I started buying all cars and living a life. I only stacked like a portion of it, but I wasn't stacking as much as I possibly could. But it was bag chasing time. 112 hours. My check was crazy. And then I just got used to it. I got addicted to it. I didn't know what I've never worked 40 hours since I was 18 years old. I've never worked 40 hours since I was 18 years old. 40 hours was dead to me. My worst color is light green. Shout out to me University. My dog Tazzy. What up, Tazzy? Says discipline for the win when motivation fails. When inspiration fails, discipline will save you every single time. Automate everything you can. And automate and rock out from there. Shout out to Tazzy, man. I love you, Tazzy, bro. I love everybody that support the platform. I don't know what 40 hours look like. 40 is weird to me. And that's why when I see people feeling like I deserve it. I deserve this. I deserve that. I was like, you deserve what? Why do you deserve anything? You get what you go and kill. You go and run it up. Shout out to Tazzy. I love you, bro. I can't relate to people that just be chilling. I put away my video games. Honestly, the day I put away my video games was the day that I started getting rich. Because I started allocating more times to things that was actually paying me instead of me spending more time on stuff that I was paying for. And I'm not telling y'all that y'all have to do nothing. I'm not telling you got to get rid of anything. I'm telling you that the day that I put the Xbox controller down and I put Xbox Live down was the day that I really turned up and I started really running up a bag. Because I had more time in the day to dedicate myself to the things that was going to get to the bag. Somebody says, I still play games when I get bored. I don't. I come up with new business ideas and I figure out what to invest in. Here's the play though, King. And I told people this, and I don't advise y'all to do this, but here was the play. Once I got familiar with the job and once I became an expert at the job in a plant in a steel mill, we were helping each other. So the guy that I would cover for the guy that came in for the next shift, I would do 2 jobs and cover in for the guy that came in for the next shift. And then he would cover in for me when I was coming into my next shift. So really, I was doing 2 jobs. I was working really, really hard the whole time that I was there. I was only there for most days for 8 hours. Most days I was there for 8 hours because we didn't have any supervisor that was trying to watch us. Long as the line went up, long as we didn't have any problems on our end with the line going down, and we always kind of stayed close. So even if you needed to come in real quick, you would come in so that I could say, hey, such and such, he just went off to the bathroom or he ran out to his car to grab something and he'll be back in a second. But we was covering for each other. So I would do his job and then he would do my job. And he would work 16s and I would work he would work 8s, I would work 8s, but we was getting paid for 16s. So we learned how to work with each other. That's what we did. We learned how to. That's why you got to learn how to work with people, because it'll benefit you. I didn't take a lunch, but I was getting paid 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, even though I was only there for 8. You know what I'm saying? So that was the play. That was the play. And I'm tired of people saying stuff like, but people get paid for playing video games. You don't. AD, I need your help. Content specific email sent. All right, let me check it. I'm going to check it. If you're not getting paid for it, then stop telling me about what other people do. Show me your paycheck for it, and then we can start talking about it. How did you figure out what you wanted to do as a side hustle that ran it up for you? I'm at a point where I'm ready to dedicate, but I don't know what. Whatever was making me money. My side hustle was whatever was paying the bag. And then the business will show you itself. So, like, for example, man, I used to buy and sell cars. I used to do everything. Anything that I had extra time for and I seen an opportunity for, I would go find a car. That was when Craigslist was popping. And so I would take a bunch of money, and I was walking around with a bunch of money, and I would go and find cars, and I would buy them and drive them home, clean them up, sell them the next day. I would have them cars sometimes gone in less than 2 days. And my markup wasn't crazy because I knew that if I could sell a whole bunch of them and to get around the dealership laws in Michigan, I stopped putting them in my name. So the first 2 I put in my name, but then I realized I can only sell a limited amount of them. And so what happened was I would get the title and I wouldn't sign the title. It would be a green title. So I would go pay cash, take the title, and then sell it to the person, and then had the other person basically sign on the title. And so I stopped putting my name on the title to have it transferred, and I would have them transfer it once they got the title, and that way I was able to sell without a dealer's license. And so it didn't matter what the hustle was. My goal was to make money. I didn't care what the hustle was. I would do whatever it took to go and get that bag. Anything legal that, you know what I'm saying, I wasn't going to get involved with no drugs or no scamming and nothing like that. But anything legal that allowed for me to run up an extra bag where I can put more money behind and then bank it, that's what I was doing. I did everything, K. Cooper. Listen, I'll put my money up and do whatever it take to run up a bag. Whatever it take to run up a bag was what I was focused on. And it didn't matter. I started shoe companies. That's when I got into software engineering because I wanted to start pushing out. I started a mixtape company that boomed, right? Because I was running up a bag when it came to, I'm not gonna get into that. I was about my money, bro. I was about my money. I wasn't about nothing but my bag. Then you start putting your money into bigger things in the real estate once you get that big check, and you start really focusing on running up a bag. Working overnight, stocking shelves at Home Depot, sales jobs, e-commerce sites, all of that stuff, bro. All of that, I was in it. All of that, I was in it. And so when I can't listen to lazy people discuss, well, let me revise that. Lazy men disgust me. Somebody said, is that when you met the wife? I met my wife in high school, bro. You see how I let y'all rock out inside of the chat? Y'all some people been being wild today with the comments. I'll let them get away with it. I ain't tripping about it. Rock out. Rock out. Rock out. We don't do censorship over here. Rock out. I've been letting people get away with all kind of junk over here today. But that's all right. That's cool. Do your thing. Do your thing. I ain't censoring nobody. I ain't censoring nobody. No, I ain't trying to ban nobody. Why would I try to ban anybody? I ain't trying to send nobody to the shadow realm. The only thing I ask people to do is be reasonable when it comes to not being disrespectful towards anything outside of me. You could talk whatever you want to talk. Go back and forth with me. I ain't tripping about it. I ain't tripping. All right. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notifications. I'm going to see y'all tonight. Peace.